What's up guys, and welcome to a new video here on Patreon. And today we'll be doing a little tutorial on how to use my buildings asset pack. So yeah, I released it not so long ago, and yeah, it's a bunch of buildings, and some of you asked for a tutorial on how to properly use it. So that is what we'll be doing today. So when you hit download, you can buy this on Gumroad, or if you're part of the tier 7 or tier 10 Patreon, you'll get this as well. So yeah, you just hit download and this should appear. So yeah, we'll head right into the Blender file, and yeah, this is what you will see. I have some text here for a quick little how to use thing, and yeah, I'm just gonna close that for now so we can navigate this a little better. So yeah, this comes with a bunch of neon signs that you can customize by hitting tab, and you can like type whatever thing you want, and yeah, it's pretty cool. So tutorial dad, and yeah, you can change the color and stuff in these. You can change the font of these, and a bunch of customization stuff that you can do. And yeah, the texture is also available to just change to whatever emission thing you want, or maybe you don't want an emission. You can just change this to maybe a let's see here, maybe a diffuse if you just want a solid color. Yeah, so that's the neon signs, and what I did was I put these big like things behind them so you can just easily control them, because most people have some sort of back wall for their neon signs, but you can just remove these, and you can scale this however you want. So yeah, that's basically the neon signs. They should be pretty straightforward. Yeah, so let's move over to these. The mini fan low poly decoration. So yeah, what I did for these is they could be super useful to just let's say you have a big building. Let's say you duplicate some of these. You have a massive building. This is basically what I did for the Spider-Man render, and I had a bunch of these, and I had some custom ones that I built for the render, but it looked very empty. So what you can do is you can go over here to whatever building you want, and you can make a particle system and make it hair, and in the render thing you can make this an object or a collection. So if we make these a collection, particles we'll call them. So yeah, you can select that thing, and you'll get these fans on your buildings, and you'll have to tweak some settings to get the right rotation, obviously. But yeah, that's basically what they're for. Just super low poly. They're not meant to be like up close, obviously, because you know, just small pieces that you can have in the background. So yeah, that was like these, they thought of these, and down here I've got a bunch of stuff if you want to, like basically here we have the buildings that you paid for, and that you could just place around in the background if you want nice buildings. And these down here are just made for you to make your own buildings, and for it to be like as easy as it can be. So I've got some windows here, and I've provided so you can look around how you can make like your own interiors and stuff. So yeah, basically how you use the interiors, and I've got some low poly ones as well if you want to make some cool stuff. So I'll just use this as an example. So let's say you want more buildings, you want maybe a custom building. You can import images as planes, and you can just bring in whatever building texture you want to make a building. Let's say I want to make a building out of Let's see if I can find one. I want to make a building out of, can I just find one? I want to make a building out of this, right here. And, yeah, you can use these interiors to do that. So let's say for these window frames, you just cut this out. You've got a tutorial on how to make buildings. So that's basically this. And it's just to make your process of creating buildings in particular way easier. So I'm gonna delete these faces like that, and then you can just place your this is super low quality. I should put way more time into making this example, but just it's an example, okay? So we have our building here, and you get the point, okay? So we have our windows, but it doesn't look very good. So what you can do, you can take one of these low poly ones and just place them right here. And you can change the color, obviously, and stretch these out so they fit. Like this. Okay, great. And then I have this simple glass texture with some imperfections. Shouldn't be too heavy on the computer. Just a very basic shader that can block off some of the light and make it look a little more natural. Because now we have glass there. And then we have the windows. I've got one for just the window frames if you want to add some window frames. Window frames are super nice to just add in front of stuff. It just makes it look so much better. And this is, I should obviously put some more time into making this. I'm just trying to get this real quick here. So you can do that, customize whatever you feel like doing. Yeah, and you could also do the particle system if you want to add some stuff, and yeah. So that's basically the interiors. I hope you like get what they're meant to like be used for. So yeah, and I have these guys to just place behind windows if it's not going to be very detailed. Yeah. So these buildings, like this is the most high quality one, so it has some fans. And I think this is very useful for just like this can be a mid-ground shot maybe. Just like it's not too high quality to be like up close, but it can work like this maybe. And these are made for specifically night scenes. So if I bring down this, it looks pretty cool. So you can just duplicate these and put in some signs everywhere to make it look like a city. And this is made for close-up stuff. So yeah. Should I maybe make a example shot to just demonstrate these maybe? Just real quick. I don't got so much time though. But I can do a quick one, I think. So I'm gonna start with putting this at 545, 1280p. And yeah, here we have the camera. And I'm gonna put up some buildings real quick. So, like it's so simple. You just copy and paste. Yeah, that's basically what you do. And I'm gonna bring all these out here. And you can mash them together as well if you want to have some variation to the buildings. So I'm gonna put these real close, like this, like it's a road or something. I'm gonna do some variation. You can stretch them out a little. You can duplicate this and maybe put there. Yeah. So you do that, then you select all of them, and this is not very many like triangles. And if you're really worried about like, okay, I'm gonna show you. So I would personally control join them together, and auto smooth them like that. So they're like one object. And then I would copy and paste and adjust the rotation maybe like that to get some variation. Yeah, it's basically that simple. Yeah, so for these background buildings, like background buildings, if you don't want them to take up as much space, you can go in here to the clean up and decimate the geometry and set this to like 0.2 or something. That's too much. Maybe 0.5. Yeah, 0.5, and that will clean up the geometry and just, it will totally mess up the whole good topology, but it will make it way less triangles, so you can just copy and paste this how many times you want. So yeah, just gonna do this. You can have some variation in where you have like buildings. You don't have to put it like everywhere, because these foreground buildings block out a lot of stuff. And yeah, that is basically how you do the city thing. And if you want to have some more variation in this, I would personally bring these out and place them. But right now, it takes a little while to just place these out. You could probably do it with some sort of particle system though. But I'm just gonna do this by hand. It might take a little longer, but we don't have much time, so I'll just place them randomly. Yeah. And if you would put some actual time into this, you can make it look way better. But this is just to show you what you can do with a small amount of time. Yeah, so for the, you can just add a ground plane here and make it black, or if you're feeling fancy, you could make your own thing. Wait a minute. Shader editor, image. I'll see if I can find. I'm pretty sure I've downloaded. No. Well, yeah, you can use something like this. And this is taking a little longer than expected, but yeah, like this. And you can plug this right into the color, or you can have an emission thing like this, and you can plug the color into the strength and use a color ramp to tweak how much. Let's say I make this blue, so we can see what we affect by the color ramp. So you can slide this around, and basically what's blue right now is what we're gonna have be emissive. So yeah, only the like the white parts will be emissive. Yeah, and to make a nice horizon, you can just tilt this a little and take your buildings and just copy them. Yeah, that's how you make a nice little city in like 4 minutes. Creative Cloud, you have 3 new updates available. Okay, yeah, that's how you do it, guys. Hope you found this video helpful, and yeah, have a great day. Bye bye.